Hey, is this thing on? Hey, good morning, everyone. Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. Just want to share Steph and I's adventure with all of you. Many of you have been following us for a while now, and you know that besides moving to Belize in 2003, living on the mainland, living on the islands, we've been based out of Europe for the past several years. Of course, going back and forth, Belize is still considered what I consider to be home. It's where my business is, where my real estate holdings are, and where many of our good friends and clients are. But Europe's been our base for a while, and we absolutely love it here. For the past 2.5 years, we've been living here in this beautiful city called Strasbourg. It's just amazing. You can see behind me how picturesque it is, and it's just a great place to live. But today, Steph and I are starting a new chapter in our lives. We're moving on to the next adventure, and we are moving down to the French Riviera. We've always loved the water. When we were in Michigan, we lived in the water for a while. Of course, we had a boat and always vacationed on the water. In Belize, for the first couple years, we lived on the mainland, nowhere near the water. But then eventually found our way out to Ambergris Caye, lived right on the water out there. And since then, been missing it. So we're looking forward to this next chapter. Don't know how long we're going to be in Nice. We'll have to see what life brings. But that reminded me, and this is one of the reasons I'm sharing this with you, is that a few days ago I came across one of these posts on Facebook to a Facebook group about moving to Belize. And the person had the question, he just kind of put it out to everyone. He said, I'm thinking about moving to Belize. First of all, where should I look at moving to? And do you have any recommendations? And of course, that opens up all sorts of comments from those who love it, those who don't love it. And it was interesting reading the comments of those, first of all, who were excited that they actually made the move. And they made the move without too much prior planning. They just, decided like, hey, you know what? We're ready for a change. We're tired of living where we're at, whether that be Europe or Canada or United States or wherever in the world. Belize checks all the boxes for lots of reasons. And they just kind of sold off everything, packed a couple suitcases, made the move, and they are having the time of their lives. Some of them moved to Hopkins, Placencia, Kikaker, Ambergris Caye, Corozal, San Ignacio, and they're just having a fantastic time. Others were not so positive. Others said, yeah, we came down and, we didn't like this, we didn't like that. And after a couple years, we moved back. And it's like, all right, well, you know what? You had an adventure, though. So it didn't work out for you. Not every place works out for everyone. And in the end, you know what? Just whatever you're thinking about doing, just go for it. You can always correct course later. For example, when Steph and I moved to Belize, we didn't know how we were going to stay. I had a small concrete decorating business in the U.S. that I would go back, work at a couple months a year, save up enough to, come back down to Belize and live. But eventually kind of got tired of doing that. I lived in the mainland for 2.5 years. Very, very different lifestyle than what we're used to in Michigan, and very different lifestyle than we're living now, and we're living even on Ambergris Caye. And, you choose a path, you make a decision, you move forward. And then after a few months or a few years, to say to yourself, you know what? Okay, is this working for me? Is it still working for me the way I want it to work? Or should I look at correcting course, changing, pivoting, whatever you want to do? But as long as you're doing something, you can always make a change. So for example, when we moved to Belize, I had no idea how we were going to stay, no source of income, didn't really have any of that figured out. But eventually, kind of fell into some real estate and got involved in selling real estate and investing in real estate. When we came to Paris for the first time, I had no idea if we could stay for a month or two or a year. And then spending 5 years in Paris, incredible experience. Paris is just an amazing city for many reasons. Didn't like all aspects of it, but it was pretty cool. Then we moved to Strasbourg. Didn't know how long we would stay here. I thought maybe a year. Been here 2.5. Now we're going to the French Riviera. Will we be there 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? Will we be back in Belize? Today, if it weren't for Steph's health, I would be on Ambergris Caye. That is my dream location, my dream life. That's where I want to base myself out of. But, life has a way of, throwing some things at your way that you just have to deal with when the time comes. And right now, because of the medical care that she needs, it means that we can't live in Belize full time. Simple as that. So you know what? I do the best of both worlds. I purposely put us in an area where she's comfortable, she can thrive, she can have the best life she can have. I'm certainly enjoying this. I'm not complaining at all about, my lot in life. If I had it my way, we'd be back in Ambergris Caye. Maybe that'll change in the future. They're always coming out with different treatments, different medications, different things like that. I would love to be back permanently in Belize. But until then, we go back and forth. And we set ourselves up now to have the investment portfolio that we have, where it doesn't mean that we have to live in one place. We're not tied to any one particular location. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you kind of see that that's a common thread in many of my videos, is like, look, live wherever in the world you find that you can thrive. If that's Ambergris Caye, fantastic. If that's San Ignacio, fantastic. You want to go to Mexico, you prefer to live in Alaska, you want to go to Iceland, Tahiti, Bali, wherever you want to live, go somewhere that excites you, that you wake up every day with some passion, thinking, oh my goodness, look at this. I have an incredible day to use to do whatever I want to do. And right now, you might not be living that life, but kind of start to take steps toward that, whether it be, investing in something or learning a new skill, or, creating a side hustle, maybe to bank some, extra funds, some income, so that you can eventually, reach out and do these kind of things. And I think, what the past 2.5 years have taught us, and actually the pandemic was one thing, all right, living through that, and even seeing now, the way a lot of the countries, including China, is handling the pandemic, and the way we've all sort of had to adjust, and now with the stock market and the war in Ukraine and Russia, and, when we look around the world, nothing's for certain. And we are finding out more and more that, especially in times of uncertainty, people are really starting to make plans, right? Because they realize that they want to do things, they want to experience things, they want to become something more than they are now. And now's a good time to start to take some action. So, hey, listen, guys, today, Steph and I are taking action. This is our last morning here in this beautiful city. The moving van is going to arrive in a few hours, so I'm going to get home, finish packing, drive down to the French Riviera. I'll share our new place down there with you guys. In the meantime, if you have any comments, questions, concerns about Belize, you've been following my videos. I've been posting some really, really good stuff lately at Secret Beach that includes seller financing. So if you want to get in on the game there, start to invest, start to make plans to have your vacation home, your retirement home, your new chapter, whatever your new chapter is, whatever your new adventure is, if it in any way, shape, or form involves Ambergris Caye, Belize, San Pedro, Secret Beach, all those kind of things that you're usually watching my channel for, let me know. Be happy to help, and maybe next week we can set up a Zoom call and chat a bit. Sound good? All right, guys, take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to you soon.